Hi everyone. Today, I was working on my CNC. I kind of got stuck in the middle of it. So what I have done lately is that whenever I get stuck on a project, I um, I take a minute, I step back, I think about it, and if nothing comes up immediately, I'll take a small project. So this is my small project for today. I have this little, I don't know where we got this, but it's supposed to have this backing that grips the phone, and it's a phone holder, of course, and it's supposed to grip the phone, but it never really does the job. So what I figured was that I would just build a channel underneath of it. So not only would it just allow me to just get the get this guy here and have my cable run through it, but it'll hold the entire phone in place and not allow it to just fall out of it, because it always does fall. So I thought about it for a little while, and then I found a um, a computer hard drive holder. So I chopped it up it to the right size. I drilled the hole, filed it, um, and now, because it has many of these holes there, I'm going to go underneath, lift this here, and voila. So again, like what I did was that I filed everything, all of the surfaces. It's not perfect. Now I might just get a buffing wheel for my grinder, and when I do, I'll be able to just buff out all of these things to perfection. Right now it's not perfect. However, I'll take what I can for the moment, because me a moment to step back from my real project and just get the wheels grinding again. Usually these small projects actually help me that way. So um, what I need to do, because I don't want this to be sticking out too much, because it will get in the way of the actual phone. What I want to do is get maybe a flat pan screw. Now I don't know if you can see that. There we go. A flat head. So I'm looking at this, and it'll do the job. But as you see, this has this this flush mount here. This, and it'll just stick out. So what I need to do is do an indent here. Okay, so I have it there. It still stick out a little bit proud of the surface there. I wish this thing would focus a little bit better, but it doesn't. Um, so it sticks out a little bit proud, maybe to the tune of, let's see how bad it is. Yeah, look at that, about 3 millimeters or so. So we're gonna try it anyway. So I'm gonna go here. I already pre-drilled a hole there. I'm going to do this now. While I'm doing this, back when I was, I don't know, I think I was like in second grade, little child. We went to There we go. We went to the local TV station. There was this gentleman that was um, he was the host of this cartoon show. It was somewhere in the mid afternoon, which I always found very strange because you know who's in the mid afternoon at home as a child. So we went to the local television station, and the next thing I know, unbeknownst to me, they stick in this huge television camera in my face, and they told me that 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 so many people were watching me at the time, and I just went into a state of paranoia, and I never got over it. Unfortunately, here I am, many decades afterwards, and every time I see a camera, it's just, even if I'm behind it, I just don't, I don't know what happens to me. Um, this is, I know it's not normal, especially today, but that's, it happens. So I tried many times to work with that, especially since I have all these little cameras. We have the phones, we have all of this stuff, and I can't. The best I can do is just it just sends me into this stuttering state. I don't know. I I don't know if that's something that a therapist can work with. Maybe, maybe not. But here I am trying to make videos. What I just did was that I kind of got this to whiten up a little bit. So I think I need to do more of that. So I put it on my. I'm putting this on my anvil. I'm gonna hit it a couple of times. See if I can just get it to open up again. Get the lip to open up a little bit more that way, because I want this to, this is going to be leaning this way like this. It's going to be, it's going to be leaning that way, so I want it to compensate for the angle. So every time I start getting comfortable in front of the camera, that memory pops up. I don't know how it just pops up. It's right there, and again, that something happens. I don't know what happens. It just, I go into the state of panic. So I will see what happens in the future as I keep making more videos. Maybe I'll get over it. Hopefully I do, because I do so many of these projects that I want to document them. I have, yes, I have grandchildren, and I would like them to see them to see these videos, just so they can get to know me a little bit better, when they grow up. So that's one of my goals in making these videos. There we go. We widen this up. We're going back again. We're going back into this. Once this is all, I'm sure you can buy things like this on, I don't know, in the dollar store, whatever. But the reason is that I know that what I'm making here is going to actually work for me, and I'm happy with that. It's all about when you make something and you say, okay, well, I can either fix it or I'm happy with it. That's the final word on it. There's no there's if you don't like something that you buy and you keep taking it back, or you're dissatisfied with your purchase, that's the finality of it. On this, no. On this, I can just, here we go. Let's see. It's almost there. It's almost there. This gets in the way of it. So I either can grind it, or I can maybe push it further back. I don't want to push it against the plastic itself, because this is plastic. Because I know that how that turns out. That usually turns out with the whole thing breaking, and then all of that work goes to waste. So always think that. Do I put force on something that I know that it may break? If the answer is yes, don't do it. Don't even take the chance, because you'll thank yourself later when the project is complete and there were no mistakes. See, now I need to open this here a little bit more. Again, I'm taking this into my vise. I'm going to try to pry it a little bit, so that way it'll open up. Always expect around here some machine to talk. I got everything. My goal is to have everything fully automated and off the grid. I don't want to share this online with the rest of the world and possibly the big bad AI. Oh my God! I think I just jinxed myself there. Now Terminators are gonna come after me and all that. I'm just kidding, of course. But you never know. So here we are. I opened it up. I'm going through the motions again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Even though that's the very definition of madness. But here we are. Almost there. Here we go. Line it up a little bit. That looks good, I think. I could stop right here and say that I succeeded, but being that I'm such a perfectionist, I don't know. It's always a paradox. Am I a perfectionist? If I was a perfectionist, things would come out perfect. I'm trying to strive to be a perfectionist, because as such I would know that my jobs would come out perfect. But can you be a perfectionist and not be perfect? Imagine that. Talk about yourself. I'm just slowly. Let's try this. You see, now in theory this looks good. Look at this. Is it maybe it is that screw that stands out proud. I will, if that's the case, that's what I'm gonna have to work on. Like I said, once this is done, they may sell very similar things out there, but you're proud that you made it. Not only that, you know it's gonna work. You know how it works. There's no question. It stands in. I'm sorry, I was not looking at the viewfinder. So it kind of sits there, but again, that's the screw that's standing proud. Even though that's a pan head, there the point where the screw the teeth are, the base of the screw itself has a gradation of sorts. So it's the screw now that is giving me the problem. What do we do? Do we file it? If we file it, we're gonna create a big. Okay, so here's the screw. It doesn't. I don't have a macro lens, obviously. What I'm doing now is that I'm going to file it. I'm going to file the hell out of this in hopes that I'll create sort of a pan head. I'm going to get a... I don't know if you can see that, but I filed it to the point where this is starting to disappear. The Phillips head starting to disappear. Another thing I could do is give this here a little indentation, but the metal won't allow me to do that very easily. I would have to really work that metal, and it's just not. Now I'm looking over here. This should do it. Maybe is at this point we're dealing with the big thick rubber that's holding it there, and if that's the case, then we'll cut around the rubber and finish this project that was supposed to be my in-between stress-free, and now it's becoming work. There. Now, just to be proactive, I'm going to cut around that screw. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to mark this here. I'm going to mark that circle, and then I got something for that. I'm gonna bust that bunker really good. So I'm going to use this. This will cut a hole through that. Okay, let's take a second look. Take a second to reconsider everything. This lifts up, and I believe this will just eat up a hole through that. Now I'm gonna go and mark it because I want to make sure. Important, if you were ever going to get a shop tip from me, this is the one that you should be really about. When you are setting up your shop, make sure that you make a plan. That plan should tell you how, if you're familiar with the way that you work, you should be able to tell what is your shop style. Yeah, there's such a thing. Your shop style should be the one that tells you. You see that? It cut a perfectly round hole around it. Oh, it didn't go all the way through, but look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, perfect round hole. That hooks at the bottom of that screw head, and it. Oh, again. Now here we go. Perfection. That's what it was. It was what? 1 or 2 millimeters worth of that rubber was in the way of this. Now I have this phone. This is my business phone. All I do is just get email or get my my phone calls, local phone calls. So I know it's a cheap phone, but my cool phone is for my personal use. That's the one with all the irons and stuff. So here we go. Again, what I was saying, you know your own shop style. So when you are setting up your shop, make sure you stand in the middle of the shop and plan out where everything is. Because like me, I made the assumption that I had my metallic gray marker in one specific place. In fact, I got two of them, one over there and one over there, but I couldn't just grab it and just bring it over here and do the markings that I need to do. Why? Because you have to be very, very, very careful where when you use something, you put it back. If you don't do that, then you might as well just not have a shop, because you won't be able to work. Most of the time that you're going to be in a shop, you're going to be looking for your tools, and you have to minimize that time as much as possible. So with this micro project done, I'm going to go back to the lab, to the computer lab, and sit down, try to rethink this other project that I'm involved in, and once I come with a good plan of attack, I'll come back. My problem here is, one, that I want to standardize the CNC software. The CNC software is all over the place. If you cannot just download one piece of software that will control that, and you can just design your project and come down here and cut it. There's no such thing. Don't let anybody fool you. Everything is still in a state of development, and the professional $50,000 CNCs, they have a software package that is proprietary to the machine, and sometimes even to the client. So what you want to do is, I also have a Wi-Fi chip, and then I found out that it was a development chip. So I was hoping that I was going to be able to run this through my Wi-Fi. Oh, I'm pointing at it, and there we go. So I was hoping that I could get this on my network, so that way I could just control the projects remotely. But I wasn't able to do it because the hype was there, and the hype was baseless, completely baseless. I got the chip, I ordered it, and it was delivered yesterday, and I was gonna do this huge project where I was gonna get the Octoprint hooked up to this, and then have a small tablet running the whole thing, because Octoprint was going to take care of it, and Octoprint was going to be wireless through my Wi-Fi, and you see there, I installed a camera, so now I could just walk away and not run any chances when this is running the laser. That's the laser head right there. So when I could just walk away, and like the 3D printer, which is hooked up to the Octoprint, I can monitor everything even from my phone. To be able to pop the chip, it's an 8266, an EP 8266. I thought I was going to be able to pop into the Arduino that runs that. The chip, and it will become completely wireless. I wouldn't have to be messing around with the USB cables, and that was not the case. I got caught in the hype. I was completely unprepared for the reality of it, which is that I have to write my own software. So I'm in the middle of all of that. So that's why I'm taking on all these micro projects. So, we'll be back. Thank you for watching. Remember, please subscribe. Hundreds and hundreds of views, not one new subscriber. What's going on, people? Come on.